Hello lovelies, so today I really want to talk about starting your crystal journey. So I'm excited for you to start working with crystals. So you may have got crystals, you may not. You may have worked with them, you may not. You may be thinking, what the hell is she on about working with crystals? So I really want to start with the basics. When it comes to crystals, the top 2 pointers I want you to always remember is, as we spoke about before, crystals are balls of energy. You have energy flowing through you constantly. Your energy will change at any time. And you can sometimes recognize your energy by your moods and your emotions and your feelings. Oh, you feel a bit off. It's because something's going on in your energy that is picking up. So, when it comes to crystals, and say you have a collection of crystals, you may have some crystals at home, or you may then be thinking, actually, you know what, I want to go and buy some crystals. How do I go about picking crystals? Now, obviously, you can always talk to me and I will give you hinters on what crystals to start with, depending on where you want to start from. But if you want to do this by yourself, which I'm also promoting, because I want this to be your journey, for you to feel empowered to actually. Sorry, sometimes I try and speak, so I've got so much to say and I've got my mouth that can't keep up. I want you to feel empowered to actually go on this journey so that you feel like you have the ability to make a difference in your life, because you do. That's a really powerful thing I got from working with crystals, as opposed to other things when I was working with my anxiety and trying to overcome that. So the top 2 things I want you to remember when you're thinking, right, which crystals do I start working with? You can do this on a daily basis, because potentially your daily needs will change. They may not. It may be that you can we'll start with carrying crystals. Carry crystals, the same 2 crystals for the whole week, so every day for a week or a month. It depends what's going on in your life. It's very much an individual thing. So I can't prescribe a generic crystal. You can, that's why crystals have healing benefits and they're written about what the benefits are. But I like to have that communication with you and for you to connect in with yourself and your gut to know. So you really need to be aware of what your knowing sign is. So it may be a warm, fuzzy feeling on the inside. It may be that your hand tingles or gets hot or cold, or you just feel, odd. Whatever it is, everyone's going to be slightly different. I really want you to tap into, when do I know something is right and when do I know something is wrong? Your mind will always try and convince you that what you know is wrong, because how could you possibly know that? There's no logical scientific reasoning for you to know this particular thing. For example, say, not talking crystals, you're driving. I don't know why my examples always seem to be driving, but anyway, you're driving and you think, I could go that route. But you know inside that if you go that route, you're going to get stuck in traffic. But your mind takes over and goes, how could you possibly know that way? The sat nav says that way is the quickest route. So you go that way and you get stuck in traffic. It's those little things. I know it's a really little example, but it's true. And if you can tap into those, it will be really helpful for your journey with crystals, because you're talking about communicating on an energetic level. So it's your sensations, your feelings. How does your body feel? Part of the exercises that I do in my workshops are to get you back in your body, because I'll go blah about all this information, and then we'll do a few exercises to get you out of your brain, because your brain's been soaking up all this information, all this knowledge. And you want to sort of tap out of your brain a minute, get back into your body, your sensations, your emotions. How am I feeling? What does my gut say? What are the butterflies in my belly saying? They're all signals. That is your intuition telling you. So, for example, say we have some crystals here. I'm sure you can see them. Yeah, you can see them. So say you've got a collection, however big the collection is, either at home or someone in a shop or something, yeah? Or even say on my website, and you're thinking, which crystals? I want you to stop questioning yourself, stop second guessing yourself. Yeah, because I know you do it, because we all do it. Don't second guess it. Go pick the one that you either instantly want to touch or pick on the screen or think, yeah. And it doesn't matter what it is, what it says it's for. If you read it and think, that's not what I need. That's not what I need it for. I don't need that. Don't talk yourself out of it. Go with your gut. Go with your intuition. If you find this really, really hard, then start by, okay, I want a crystal to help me feel in a more loving way all of the time. Okay, so rose quartz is a really good crystal to start with that. You can go by the outline, because I know some people want to know what their crystals are for and then go with that on how they pick their crystals. But if you can tap into your energy, go with the one that you're like, yeah, that's the one. Then I want you to pick the one that you're like, no, I don't want that anywhere near me. Okay, I know this sounds a little bit like, what? But what you'll find is the one that you're like, oh yeah, it really connects with your energy as you stand right now. So it may be that you're feeling really loving and happy and like soft and very connected, and you're naturally then connected to rose quartz. But it may be that you're feeling really insecure about your work position, and if there's going to be a job, maybe it's potential being redundant, and it's all a bit up in the air about work, and you're like, oh no, I don't like pyrite. And that could be because pyrite represents grounding, security, stability in all areas of life, and that's what you really need, and what you're focusing, your energy is focusing on at the moment. But because of the fear around what's going on, you're avoiding working with that crystal, when actually, to work with a crystal, my starting suggestion is to just carry them with you. So you can either carry them with you during the day, or have them somewhere, say you have a certain seat you sit in the sitting room, or you want to put them by your bed. Have them somewhere where you spend a bit of time, where their energy can soak up into yours. They don't need to be on your actual physical body for you to soak them up, because you can have crystals in the home that give the home a great energy, and that benefits everyone in that space. So you either carry them on you in your pocket, in your bra, but like I said, it doesn't need to be on your actual physical skin. It can just be within you've got your energy ball around you, remember, from the energy session. So within that space. And also when you're at home, your energy spreads out, because when you're comfortable, your energy ball will expand. When you're uncomfortable, your energy ball will restrict it back in, because it's like, oh, I don't like it. So you can start with the crystal that you're most attracted to and the crystal that you're least attracted to. And they will be a great way to start, because you'll be working with the one crystal that your energy is like, oh yeah, this is right. And the one crystal where you're like, oh, this is uncomfortable. But that will start to remove the blocks of the issues that you're holding. So if we go back to the example of maybe there's a potential you may be made redundant, then what are you going to do for work? How are you going to pay the mortgage, etc.? And you go with, I really don't like the idea of pyrite, and I don't like the look of it. I don't like there's just something about it I don't like. But you get it anyway, because you want to start your crystal journey and you're listening to what I'm saying. Then you will naturally, by having this crystal around you, carrying it on you, having it by your bed, by wherever you sit in your house, somewhere where you're going to have some time with it. And like I say, it could be in your handbag and you go to work, but your handbag's near you at work. That's still going to benefit you, or in your pocket. I really want you to make it tailored to you, because I want you to actually follow through with this and actually do it. So if I say to you, it has to be in your bra, or if you're a man and you don't wear a bra, or a woman that doesn't wear a bra, or it has to be in your pocket, but you don't have pockets, or you don't want it in your pocket because it's uncomfortable. I don't want to give you a very prescriptive, it has to be this way, because I'm not really like that when it comes to crystals. Because crystals are all about connecting with yourself, and then connecting with the crystals. So I can give you suggestions, I can give you guidance, and then I want you to go and run, because I will come to the next point of where you're going to go, so you can actually see your own journey. So you carry the crystal. This, say we're going back to the example of you're the person that's unsure about work, redundancy, whatever's going on, and you carry the pyrite, because the pyrite's the one that you're like, oh no, I don't want to have near me. That will naturally start to ease away those blockages. So in your energy ball, if you imagine that things can get stuck in it, and you can see these little, you can see them because you're looking at your energy ball, but you don't see them in real life. You will just feel the effects of them. So any symptoms you're getting, like insecurity, unsure, feeling out of flow and alignment, feeling like you're getting headaches or you're irritable, anything, is because there's some block within your energy. You want your energy ball to be clear, so energy can just naturally flow like air. Yeah, when you're by the sea, the air's flowing. You want it to be like that. When it isn't like that and there's a block, then you will get a symptom manifest in some way. So it may be a headache, you can't sleep, arguments, whatever, which is why I say when people say to me, what can the crystals help with? Well, an awful lot of things. So you'll have a block, and then when you're picking the two crystals, so say you pick the rose quartz because you're like, yeah, I love that rose quartz, or I really want to work with that, and you pick the pyrite because you've listened to what I said and you thought, you know what, I'll try what Lana says, and she says go with the one that I really don't like, and this is the one that I really don't like, so I'll go with that. Then naturally the energy of this crystal will start to eradicate that block. So that feeling of will start to ease, because this will start to give you that security around the issue. This may all seem really like hooky kooky woo woo, like how the hell does that work? With crystals, I find you need to try it. because I will get skeptics come to workshops. My other half was a skeptic when I first started, and he'd be like, why do you spend so much money on rocks? Which I'm sure many of you have heard. And it's like, well, try one. I gave him a few crystal healings, filled his house full of crystals, and now he's a crystal lover. And I swear, he is not someone to go crystal shopping with, because you'll end up with tons more than you anticipate buying. So it really is about feeling it. So if you're not sure, start small. Start with 2 crystals, one that you really like the look, the sound, the colour of, and you want to have near you, and the one you're like, oh no, not so sure on that. And start there. And the key as well, so you've got your 2 starting points. We've had to pick a crystal, one you love, one you not so love. We won't say hate, not so love. And then what I want you to do is journal it. Now, you might not be a writer and you think, oh, I'm not going to write it. You can make little videos. When I say journal, I just want you to bullet point. So it could be, okay, I decided to pick from my collection, or I went to a shop, or I went to Lana's online shop, or I came to Lana's workshop, and I wanted to start with a couple of crystals. So the one I picked that I loved was, for example, rose quartz. The one that I picked that I not so loved, try not to use hate, yeah, because you will start loving it. So let's not start on a bad point, was pyrite. And I feel uncomfortable, happy, whatever. It could just be little bullet points. And then every day, say then the next day you think, okay, today I want to carry a crystal with me to work. Which one shall I pick? Go with the one that your hand naturally goes to. And if you can't do that yet, because sometimes you need to build up that intuition and that ability to connect in with yourself, which is perfectly natural, yeah, then sometimes just go with, okay, I want to have a loving feeling around me. I know rose quartz does that, I'll carry that. Still write in your journal, I picked this crystal because, a couple of bullet points, then at the end of the day, today I felt like blah. It may seem a bit redundant at first. It's like, oh, it's another thing you have to do. And you don't have to do it, but it's for your crystal journey, because I'm excited for you to start working with crystals. And this will be a really good guide for you to look back at. So say in the future, you're feeling like, oh, really, really insecure about getting a job. And you knew that before, when you felt insecure about the potential of redundancies, but perhaps the redundancy didn't happen, or you took it and now you're looking for a new job, and pyrite really made you feel better because you've written it in your journal, you've seen the transition, and actually you can refer back and go, you know what? I picked pyrite and it made me feel a little bit more secure. Even though I wasn't sure what was going on, I did feel more secure. Then you know you can refer back to pyrite. Because when I do a crystal healing on anyone, I will place all the crystals, doing my magic, and then I will write it all down, so that when we take all the crystals off you and you come to, I'll go through everything you've had on you, which obviously seems like an awful lot because it can be a lot of crystals. I'll go through everything that I put on you and why, and also it's a reference, so then I can refer back and go, well, last year this happened, this is kind of similar, so let's try these because it worked last time. It's really, really good for you to keep an idea, a journal of your crystal movements, so that you can really make effective progress, because I want you to get the benefits that I've had. And I didn't know this when I first started. I've learnt this, I've taught this, so I know this works. So today's blog is going to be talking about your starting crystal journey, and the 3 takeaways I want you to have is, when you first want to carry crystals, work with crystals, any day that you want to pick a crystal, you pick the one you love, the one you not so love, and you journal it. You journal it, even if it's just a couple of notes, something you can refer back to for your own personal reference. No one else needs to see it, just so that you know you're going to start working with crystals and you're going to see how it transitions. Because also the benefits of working with crystals is often very, very subtle. So when I started working with amethyst for my anxiety, it didn't occur to me until a few months later that one morning I woke up and I thought, oh, I don't feel really anxious this morning, when that was just my natural being. I just felt anxious all the time, and it was worse in the mornings. And I suddenly realised I hadn't felt like that for a while. So it was a very subtle shift, and I just quickly got into a new rhythm of doing things and didn't really take the time to appreciate, because I hadn't monitored it, I hadn't written it down. So if you can journal it, it'll be so powerful for you to look back in a month, 2 months, however long later, and go, wow, I used to feel like that. I've been working with these crystals. I now feel like this. How amazing is that? Because I often get clients go to me, oh, Lana, nothing's happened. I haven't done anything. I haven't made any progress. And I'm like, right, sit down. We're going to go through this, because you have made so much progress. But because it's been so subtle, you just haven't realised. And look what you've done. Yeah. So I want you to be able to feel those things. So your 3 things, the one you love, the one you not so love, and journal it. That's your takeaway for today, my lovelies.